This is Rowena Dooley asking Seoul citizens to report for duty. This is Rowena Dooley asking Seoul citizens to report for duty.
And greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Citizen. Today is September 29th, 2024. Released in North, South, and Central America. I always gotta say that. We're live today on Twitch and YouTube. I'm your host, Fastcart FC, and today's topic is unpacking packages. We'll go to some of the history and details of game packages. This is not intended to be an end-all and be-all guide, just something to peel back some confusion for new and returning backers and remind folks of some things they may have forgotten. But first, I'm joined by two callers. We're going to go left, right, or alphabetically order. Same thing, really. So, Captain Jones, let people know who you are, please.
Welcome, Soul friends. Captain Jones. I'm here, member of the Soul team. Before people start asking, I'm not a streamer, but you can find me here.
Not a streamer, okay. And SeriousFun?
SeriousFun, how y'all doing? Part of the Soul team. I'm with the Soul Citizens. I help executive produce. I'm also a launcher of pretty cool content, which will be coming just before CitizenCon, so be on the lookout for that. Prettycoolcontent.com. But just blessed to be here and excited to be taking a lead from the comedic genius that is Fastcart FC.
Thank you. You're checking in the mail. And New Soul Sound, thank you for the subscription for 37 months, 18 months streak. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I do want to say, before we get started, real quick, I just want to say happy birthday to someone special, Griffin Gaming. This is for you. And, this reaction, if you guys are looking on the stream, you can see what's going on. This reaction is what happened when I told him what I was going to do. So, yeah, thank you, Griffin Gaming. I hope you had a happy birthday. Hope you had a great birthday. All right, then. So let's get started.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so yes, we're going to start off with the design document. This is from September 27th, 2013. Multiple package clarification. As people know, the Kickstarter started in October of 2012. This is almost a year to the date after the Kickstarter started. But yeah, people confused or had questions about multiple packages and what they would do. So we're going to go through this one by one. I'll take the first one, and then I'll pick on the other guys, the other hosts to talk about some of the other ones. But instead, greetings, citizen. There's been a lot of discussion on the outside forums about how Star Citizen will handle multiple pledge packages on a single account. Today, we'd like to put that speculation to rest to start understand that every Star Citizen pledge package currently have 3 essential parts. Your ship, basically you need to travel through the galaxy, play the game. Some credit. Every package has an allotment of starter UEC credits. And game character, this is you. Whether you choose to play a law-abiding merchant, fearsome pirate, or intrepid explorer, you need a customized character and who will inhabit your hangar and fly your ship. And thank you for the... Wait, I looked that up real quick. Solid DCI, thank you for that. Oh, Opsies, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you. So then continue on. What this means is that if you currently have a Star Citizen, four Star Citizen package, you will be able to play 4 different characters on using one account, each with their own ship and starting credit balance. You'll have the option of breaking up your pledge packages and reallocating these 3 elements as you deem fit. In addition, you will get to choose which one of your characters will receive each add-on ship, void direct items, and stretch goals rewards that you may have accumulated. In this example, someone with 4 packages could assign all the ships and credit to one character and leave the 3 game characters for later use. Unused game character slots without any associated ships or credits have 2 roles that can be used to create additional crewmen, or they can be gifted to other players. If you have purchased multiple packages with identical or physical extras, such as ship, models, star map, you will receive multiple extras when the game ships. If your packages have extra digital extras, like downloadable soundtrack, you'll be given the option of gifting duplicates to friends. So with that out of the way, the introduction, what do y'all think? Did y'all, how much of this is like fresh in the mind or reminding you of something you might have forgotten? Captain Jones?
Well, it's both for me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's both for me. One is with the small number of not the small number, but the number of game packages that I have, I was aware that they had these parts. The ability to gift things like soundtracks and stuff, I had forgotten. So this is good review for me. Captain Jones, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I say along the same lines. I did forget about being able to gift those individual components, like a soundtrack, something like that. Wherever FC asks, they're fresh in my mind. It stays fresh in my mind. I keep buying packages specifically for the reason we'll probably be talking about soon when it comes to those crewmen. So yeah, it's I hadn't forgotten other than those little intricacies of gifting small things, but as far as the packages, yeah, stays fresh on a daily basis.
Inta Shinobi, thank you for the raid for 7 people. Welcome, Raiders. Today we're talking about game packages with Star Citizen. So welcome. Well, thank you both for that. Next up is creating crewmen. Captain Jones, will you be able to read this for us, please?
Sure. So creating crewmen. Many Star Citizen ships, such as the Freelancer or the Constellation, feature positions for multiple crewmen. Players will always be able to hire NPC crewmen in the game, contracting computer control crews to help man turrets, run consoles, or even fly escort. If you would like the option of customizing your crew, you can create your own NPCs by using the game character slot. You will go through the same character creation process as your original player character, but will then have an option of handling off the control to an AI. As an additional bonus, brands can drop into take over these crewmen themselves and to help man your spaceship whenever available.
Oh, and the second
You want me to
paragraph.
read the next?
Yeah,
Sure. Remember, it is necessary to use the game
not
creator.
necessary.
Remember, it is not necessary to use the game the game character for your NPC crew. You'll be able to hire normal NPC crew with credits you've earned in game. The difference between the game character slot and the ones converted into NPC crew members and regular NPC crew members is that you can customize the game character NPC's look, name, and backstory. There's an additional bonus for being able to specify one of your game character NPC crew members as your successor in the event that your main character dies. At which point, the game character NPC will become a playable again with the assets of your deceased old character conveying.
Thank you for that. Yes. So yeah. I pretty much knew about this from way back when, but yeah, I kind of forgot that we'll be able to customize our NPCs or with every game package that we have. How much effort do you think you'll put into customizing each game package or character NPC character that you own when 1.0 or whenever this is available comes out? Let's go with you, Captain Jones.
Yeah, other than my main character, the character I play as myself, I don't think I'd be putting much effort into the crewmen. So, I'll probably be Mr. Smith them and go with that.
And you sure it's fun?
Yeah, I'll probably do it a little different in that, if I have a group of NPCs that are crewing a ship with me, I may spend some time on how they look and feel and giving myself a sort of Star Trek bridge crew vibe of a lot of differentiation, a lot of because I'm going to be looking at them all the time. So my hope is that if this game mechanic stays in the way they laid it out here, and we'll talk about when this dropped, right? But if it stays that way, being able to customize their look, name, and backstory will be very cool in terms of having NPCs that I'm looking at and engaging with every day. So.
All right. Yeah, for me, I'll probably focus on my main character, and then if my main character, when my main character dies and it goes on to the next character, I'll probably try to recustomize them then. But I don't see myself spending too much time on my NPCs from the get-go. And Drawers, thank you for the subscription for 8 months in a row. Appreciate it. Thank you. How many? 8 months. Thank you for that. All right, so moving on. This is almost the rest of the thing. I think we have a couple more, but gifting game characters. You will have the option of gifting unused game characters to other players. Remember, in order to chart your own path to the universe, these characters will need a ship and some credit. Players who would like the additional game slot, either to create a second player character or build a customized crew, but don't have multiple game packages, will have the option of standalone character purchase from the pledge store without having to buy a full game package. Now, this is not implemented yet. We don't know when it's going to be implemented, but yeah. This will also have the small number of backers who will have an additional add-on, have an add-on ship, but not a game package to purchase game character slot and a free credit to be able to head out in the galaxy. We hope this clarifies some confusion from the Star Citizen packages. The goal is to make the experience extremely customizable and give backers complete control over what they have pledged for. You should not have to split up your ship on multiple accounts just to play multiple characters. Of course, you'll always have that option, but this system allows you to keep all your items on one character, separate them out to play several create a high crew, have highly customized NPCs, or to share the Star Citizen experience with a friend. Now, my question is, after reading all this, hold on. So, character slot. Oh, yeah. So, they say that you'll be able to buy additional character slot, and that's not something that we can do yet. Plus, I wonder if you'll be able to use one account on different PCs, or like would you be able to use multiple clients on one PC, or we have to have multiple accounts in order to play at the same time? What do y'all think? SeriousFun.
I think I'm interested in whether it'll be the latter, because I think the latter is a little bit more complicated, right? But my guess is that the way that this dropped, and let me just say this right now, that this was a clarification that dropped 3 months before I got into the game, right?
Right. To clarify, this is 11 years old.
Right. So this was their attempt to be clear, right? And the reason we're starting here is because you don't have new information or new clarification since then on this, right? That this is really the last time that they made a concerted effort to lay out in a long form what this would be like, right? So, when I got into the game, I was watching the game for a while. I got in December of 2013, and one of the reasons I did what I did with my game characters was this ostensible NPC crew feature. How this evolves with Death of the Spaceman, I think, will be along the lines of the second option you gave, fastcart. Though I think it'll be more that.
I think it'll be more people making multiple accounts rather than playing on the same account.
Correct.
Okay. How about you, Captain?
Because that's the way it is now.
Right? Yeah, right. You're right. But how about you, Captain John?
Yeah, I'm hoping that, based on what we're reading, there is going to be some capacity to be able to run the multiple characters under the one account if you have the multiple packages. But I tend to agree with SeriousFun. I think it's going to be the latter with multiple accounts. As pointed out, it's something people already do now.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it traditionally through people in MMOs, the term boxing, people run multiple accounts. Yeah, that's old news. That's been around since MMOs have been around. So regardless of what direction Arthas ultimately goes, I think that boxing technique is still going to be in play.
Yeah, I mean, the game is still in development. People don't like when we mention the word alpha, but it's still an alpha or a post alpha if you want to go that way. But yeah, I'm not sure if they'll ever allow one account on multiple clients. Because I mean, I don't know how hard it would be to program that or allow that, but a lot of game companies do not do that. If you want a multi-box, they require multiple accounts for different characters to do it. So I don't see Star Citizen going that. But I do see is like if you have multiple characters on one account, you put them in different places. So that if you log one in, so say you want to check the market or price for prices for a certain item, you could have one in Terra and maybe have another one in Stanton on the same account. So you log in and check the market and stuff like that. That I can see people doing. But as far as like multi-boxing on the same account, yeah, it's possible, but I don't see them doing that.
Yeah, I think that there's a difference between how we might, gain access to these accounts and how they might sit on our, in the purchasing model, and how they might get organized in game, right? So if I have, an account and 4 alts that I can control, I don't imagine it would be that crazy to extend, say, org features to include my ability to drop one of those alts or all 4 of those alts into an NPC slot in a crew, right? Where maybe because it's NPC functioning, it doesn't gain rep the same way. It has an NPC level of performance, whatever they end up making that to be. But then I get to use them, quote unquote, use those in game in an org type of setting. So
All right. So yeah, that is the multiple package clarification. This is a design document from, like I said, September 27th, 2013. This is subject to change. It likely has changed, and we'll probably address some of those changes coming up. But we just want to give people an idea where all this started and what CIG had in mind back then. But next up, we want to take you also down some memory lane, or history rather, and go over to the Kickstarter page. As you can see, you have 34,397 backers, pledged $2,134,274 to help this project come to life. The last updated was in 2013. But I just want to go over some of these game packages that they had back then on the Kickstarter page, and just scroll it down a little bit. One thing I did notice about all this, there's no mention of LTI. As a matter of fact, if you do a search on this page, there's no mention of insurance at all here. So I'm not sure when it. Let me ask you, SeriousFun, do you remember when insurance became a thing? Or was that before your time?
That's a very good question. When did insurance become a thing? I don't remember exactly when we began to talk about insurance or LTI, but you're right in that it's clear that it's not part of the Kickstarter. Was it on the stretch goals? I don't see it. I don't call it there either.
I have to look at the stretch goals. So that might be a good question. Might be on the stretch goal. I have to look that up. It's been so long since I looked at it, and there's like 65 items on there, so it's hard to keep track and remember which one is which.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't recall, unfortunately.
No problem. So yeah, I just wanted to give people an idea what this was. So even back then, you had a Rear Admiral package for $250. Jay Starwatcher, thank you for the gifted sub to Jay Starwatcher. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
So they have $500 for Vice Admiral. You had the High Admiral. This pretty much stayed the same for these titles and the dollar amount. Grand Admiral is $2,500. And you have Space Marshal for $5,000, and you have Wing Commander. Wing Commander is still at $10,000, and it stopped at $10,000. Later on, they will add more. We'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, I just want to give people an idea. And I'm looking at this $5,000. They had 19 or 20 left. So that's one person who did the 5,000 one, and one person who did the 10,000 one. So I think that's interesting. This is back in 2012. So yeah. And going also back to memory lane, this isn't available anywhere except you had to go to the web's archive, Internet Archive, to look this stuff up. So this is dated October 22nd, 2012. Just to give you an idea of what it would look like back then. They had not raised the whole $2 million back then, and it had 13,873 account. But you had ship information. You could do similar stuff on the Kickstarter as you could on the RSI page. Matter of fact, I think the RSI page had hiccups when it first came on because so many people were trying to get on and buy stuff.
Yeah, it went down, didn't it, at first?
Yeah, it had hiccups and it went down. I don't know how long it went down, but yeah. Captain Jones, tell me, remind us again when you back?
2014 is when I started backing. So if we're talking about beginning of December. So when I got that very first ship and that first ship package, it did have insurance on it. So it's safe to say it was for 2014 when the insurance started.
Right. Because I backed in October 2014, and it had insurance back then too. So yeah, so between then and there.
See, I backed December 27th, 2013. And I don't remember whether it had insurance.
Do you still? We can have this conversation. What is your oldest package that you have now? Do you have one from 2013 still?
No, because that package, I got rid of.
Okay, all right. So speaking of packages, this is the pledge back. So, we have an idea of what a game package is, but I think some clarification of what it does for you is pertinent because covered that partially in the design document. But it's what you need to play Star Citizen today, you basically need a game package in order to play. But after that, after you get that first game package, you can get standalone ship or vehicles, standalone vehicles, and you can add those to your account. But you need at least one package in order to play Star Citizen. And the difference between I'm pretty sure you both know this, Captain Jones. What's the difference between a standalone ship and a game package?
Yeah, so quite often people see that little question there or they ask that question when they're looking at the packages versus standalone. Really what it means is if you're buying a game package, that gives you, at least in today's day and age, gives you access to the PU, the game of Star Citizen. So you can't play Star Citizen without actually owning a package. So don't have to have a ship to have the package. The concierge packages that the game packages that they gave us is a good example of that.
Yeah, but not
However,
everybody
you
has
can
that. But yeah,
right. However, you can buy a ship which is standalone without it actually having a game package tied to it. So you can buy one ship, 10 ship, 100 ships, but if they don't have a game package, you can't actually access the game. Game
right.
package means you actually have Star Citizen built in. Back in the day, Star Citizen and Squadron. A standalone ship means exactly what it sounds like. Standalone ship and nothing else added to it.
Thank you for that. Cookie Wheel, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Speaking of game package, I want to show this page. So these are a list of current game packages. So they've gone from 2012 to the present, 12 years later. And, you have quite a few packages compared to the original Kickstarter. You still have the some of these, a lot of these have changed. Now, I definitely changed the name for quite a few. And because I am a concierge, I do have access to some of the higher tier packages. It goes up to 15,000 for me. I believe once you hit, I want to say 10,000, you get access to the Legatus package, but I don't have access to that, so that doesn't appear on my page. But yes, if you click on more information, it pops up. Hopefully it'll pop up. I guess it won't pop up. There you go. I expect it to pop up, but it goes to the page. So it tells you what kind of hanger you get, what's included in the package. This one has the digital game soundtrack. Starting, you receive money. You have 5,000. This is for the freelancer. Tells you how much insurance you get. Your 6 months insurance. This one includes the digital store map and the digital engineering manual. The digital engineering manual is for, I want to say, I forget what it is exactly, but it's one of those manuals that they have for modding in the game, and they have different manuals for different aspects. But yes, this is for the freelancer package, and you also have packs. So let me go back to the previous page. Captain SeriousSfun. Let me as soon as it comes up, we're gonna do this. So yeah, so you have something called a Tycoon Pack. That's $2,500 as opposed to a freelancer store. I only did the pack. Oh, there it is. The starter package. So what is the difference between a package and a pack? If you remember, SeriousFun. You muted. Captain Jones, you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We don't hear SeriousFun.
Right.
Nope. You see you moving your lips. That's how I know you're talking.
Yeah, still can't hear you.
No. Try again. Oh, the last year's fun. Something always had to happen on the episode that I direct. Try restarting Discord. So give him a moment. But yeah, Well, thank you, all myself. Appreciate it. So, Captain Jones, you know the difference between a package and a pack?
Yeah, so we talked about packages a little bit already. So the package is there to give you a ship, generally a starter ship. A little bit of, you know, AEUC to get you started, and the game access itself. Whereas the packs, sometimes they will include the game similar to the package, but generally they include multiple ships and they kind of group them up into families. So for example, you see things on the screen that I have cargo packs or escort packs, things like that. There'll be a handful of ships that fit that particular job family. You can buy them as a package. By buying them as a package, you generally get discounted too. So say each ship was a certain amount of money. By buying them as a package, you'll save a little bit off of each ship because you're buying them as a group. And it's like having standalone ships except for they're all in one package. So, for example, if you went to refund that package or melt the package for credits, things like that, it melts the whole package, not one ship at a time.
Mm-hmm. Right, thank you. SeriousFun, can you give my mic check real quick, just to make sure? No, we still don't, you're not lighting up or anything.
Yeah. Still can't hear you.
Yeah, you're not even lighting up. All right, but while SeriousFun to take care of that, okay, so yeah, the question that I have. So how many game packages do you currently have, Captain John?
Yeah, so if you count the one that Sig gave Concierge that doesn't actually have a ship tied to it, I have 9.
9, wow. And how many character slots do you think you'll need and why?
Yeah, so, that's a good question. I'm not one of those who owns the interest in trying to man that solo, but I do have several large ships. I do think I need. I've got those. Typically, I've got 8 or 9 slots now because of the packages. I'm thinking I'm going to need all of them specifically because we've all got our fingers crossed that we see the Polaris in November. Eventually, I like to be able to do that
That's
with
a,
those game packages if needed because that ship says it needs crew of 12. So if you look at the average of a lot of these big ships, I'm thinking, if I have 8 or 9, I should be fairly safe, counting, myself, and then hopefully some packages turned into crewmates.
that is a lot of characters to keep track of, though. You think you're able to do it?
Yeah, I mean, SeriousFun has me inspired with the Star Trek bridge crew, so
Oh, okay.
I think I could do it. I'll at least give it a shot.
Hmm. We're gonna wait for SeriousFun to get back. Hopefully, it'll be back soon. But for me, I have 5 game packages, including the concierge one. And 2 of those I want to say have Squadron 42 at the moment. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know how many of your packages have Squadron 42 in there?
Yeah, I have about 4. Yeah, I've got 4. I've got 4
You got
packages
4
that have
Squadron
Squadron.
42. Okay. And how many character slots do I need and why? Do I think I need and why? I probably have 4. One for my main and 3 others just to run around and help me out around the ship. Uh, until we get more information about, not more information, but until we actually at one point it comes out and I actually see how I'm going to do in the game. Hopefully by then we'll have the ability to buy more character slots if we need them. For some reason CIG hasn't implemented that already, so but I think 4 should be enough for me for now. But we'll have to see.
Mic check. I'm back in the house. Can you hear me?
Yeah, well,
can
welcome
hear
back. We'll ask the question: how many game packages do you have, Captain SeriousFun? Or SeriousFun?
So I have 4. I have my big exploration pack, and then I have 3 smaller packages that allow me to have 3 additional characters. Those really have not been developed. I spent a lot of time on developing my exploration package. I've moved the Carrack from the Carrack to the Polaris. I have the Zeus CL. And so there's been a lot of trade-offs within the package. And there's been some ship augments to the package outside the package itself. But yeah, so I got 4.
And how many character slots do you think you'll need and why?
Well, the Zeus CL is 3. It has 3 seats and 3 beds. And if that's going to be my daily driver, as I imagine it now, right? This is all being recorded too. So, 10 years from now, I might feel very different.
Right.
But right now, I imagine the Zeus CL being my daily driver. So I'd like to have those characters. If you all are not available to play, I'd like to function with those to function as NPCs on that ship. So we can move things along in terms of having somebody on the turrets and et cetera. So, but that's, the Polaris. I don't think I can't imagine having enough accounts to run the Polaris. The Polaris is only going to come out when the Soul team wants to fly the Polaris. So, when Captain Jones wants to get on board, we will go. And when you want to get on board, we will go. So I think it's going to be the same thing with your Banu Merchantmen.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, ahead. Like, I'm thinking 4 character slots may be enough, but not for the Merchantmen. But enough people have volunteered to help out, quote unquote, help out. That we'll have to see. But like I said, well, yeah. Let's ask this question: how much do you think a character slot would cost? SeriousFun, if and when CIG starts selling them.
Well.
Yeah, I threw this at them. They didn't prepare for that question.
45.
How much?
$45.
$45 for one character slot? Oh, wow. How about you, Captain Jones?
Yeah, I'm thinking in the 40 range. I would have said lower, but recently they came out with the Atlas that blew the brakes off of what I thought the cost would be. Is a little high. So I think if it's a high demand and people are able to turn those slots into NPCs and things like that, I think they'll charge as much as they can get for it. And 40 is probably the spot.
Y'all are going really high, because I'm thinking $5 for a character slot.
What they don't want to do is disincentivize the buying of the starter packages, right? They don't want to.
Well, you have to have one. That. You have to have one. So they've always said you only need one starter package. So I would say like $45 for a game package, and then $5 for each character slot that you want to add to it. But that's me.
Yeah, I'm basing
listen,
my
I would take that price. I would take that price in a heartbeat. Right.
Of course, by the time 1.0 came out, a game package may be $60 retail, but we don't know, because they've always said that they're going to increase price for the game package. So y'all may be right, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't see the game package staying at $45 minimum. So I think we're going to see a jump of that. Once the game release, Sega's going to want to make money. They're going to comp it against
remember,
games.
Because on the Kickstarter page, I believe the lowest game package was $30. They've had $25 game packages back in 2014, back in the day, and so yeah, they've steadily been increasing the minimum prices of game packages as time goes along. But every occasionally, like for a Invictus Week or IAE, they will bring out a $40.25 package, give us some discount on it. But yeah, eventually, I'm seeing like a $60 game package will be the norm.
Yeah, I don't think that's too far off.
All right then, moving on. Our Alpha slot back. I'll take this one. This is back in, well, it doesn't give a date, but this is, I want to say 2013-ish. Or maybe 2012, I'm not sure. But, Greetings Citizen, in the early days of the Star Citizen campaign, again, this is going back. we had packages that were sold with alpha slot. Originally, any packages with alpha slot will be granted free access to Star Citizen's pre-release modules, including Arena Commander, Social Module, Star Machine, Star Marine, etc. Packages without alpha access needed to buy a module pass. A module pass for $5. That's another reason why I'm basing my character slot being $5 as well. In order to reach the wider audience, we've changed our business so that if you have a game package, you have access to all modules. And you also have a Q&A here, but we don't have to go into that right now. I think this is interesting. So what does beta access mean? Beta access refers to the beta test of Star Citizen's Persistent Universe. As this launch is further in the future, we have not yet made a final decision on the name of beta slot that will be used. Probably we won't be using beta slot as alpha slot. I had in the Arena Commander module pass what happened. All Arena Commander module passes will have been refunded as a store credit on your account. So I'm gonna go with SeriousFun on this one first. You remember the alpha slot back in the day?
Yeah, I remember hearing about these. Yes, and the idea that they went away from this and just said, let's if you got a game package, you get to get in and see all this stuff. Was, I think, the absolute right decision, right? This segmenting in alpha didn't allow them to get, I think, the numbers that they needed to get for the testing that alpha was supposed to serve in terms of this playable, testable alpha. So, and just simplifying it for the marketplace, I was glad that this went away. And that it just went right to store credit. Now, some people want their money back. I'm sure they went to CIG and had that conversation. But as a policy, just go and listen, refund it as store credit. Spend it on something else. I thought was the way to go.
How about you, Captain John? You remember these alpha slots?
Yeah, I remember them, but I didn't pay too much attention to it at the time. So when I got my package, all you can really do is go into the hangar module and look around and dream about the day when you can play your ship. So until
Right.
there was a little bit more progress made beyond that, I didn't pay too much attention to the extra packaging and stuff. I bought a ship, and that was when you had to buy guns and missiles and all that directly from the store, and I kind of just faded out a little bit until there was a little bit more progress because I didn't want to spend more money.
Okay, so I do have a date for this. In fact, I forgot, but this is back in October of 2014. So this came out in November 2014. So a month later, after I backed, they gave us a refund for the Arena Commander pass, and so I got $5 RSI credit in my account, and I guess I spent that during the holiday sale. It went away immediately, as far as I can remember.
Well, and people forget that the Arena Commander module was a big deal,
right,
when it dropped. When the Arena Commander module dropped, you had an opportunity to get in and see, log some hours, right? Get some flight time, and that was, when you, as I remember it, you would go into the hangar and get into a little device.
Yeah, the sim pod.
A little sim pod, yeah.
Right.
To gain access to Arena Commander, right? And then you'd select the simulation module to begin. And that was a big deal because to Captain Jones's point, up until then, it was just, people may not even believe this now, right? Because of how you experience the persistent universe. But the hangar module was, you would go in, spawn your ship in the hangar, go stand in your ship wouldn't do anything. You'd sit in your ship, maybe, if that worked, and look around and imagine flying your ship, and then you'd get out. And that was the first couple of years.
Right, one day. Yeah.
Right. Like, hey, so Arena Commander changed that drastically. And so I can understand having them thinking, how do we fully maximize these modules, because modules look like it's the way we're going to go. But I'm glad they've gone away from it.
Yeah. They explained the reasoning for this. I should have been over this. But Albertsoft to calculate it based on the number of servers, and the programming team believed they could reliably budget for Arena Commander module rollout. It made sense to budget out access to rollout and grant our earliest backers ability to get in. So this is like
they're managing server costs.
Yeah, between 2012 and 2014, they didn't have access to Amazon, they didn't have access to Google, none of that stuff. So this is all in their own offices back in the day. So yeah, they had to ration this stuff out. But they said, however, our business had grown substantially, and this feature became confusing for new arrivals who had questions such as, could Alpha access be bought? What do I need to buy out the Arena Commander module when I just bought a game package? Would it be a Storm Marine module pass? Would it be a social module pass, a 2.0 pass, and when it's alpha, not alpha, but beta? All these questions were reasonable and simply meant our business was confusing. It still is confusing to some people. But as Star Citizen funding has increased, we have been able to increase the access to modules, and it felt it was time to give free access to all players who played. So that's why they went away from the Arena Commander pass and just say that anyone who had the game package was able to access all this stuff. All right. So like I said, this is November 2014. So we're going to move ahead to January 15th, a few months later, 2015. Physical items available for limited time. So I'm gonna choose fun. How about you take this one?
Sure. Greetings, citizens. We recently removed physical collector's items that were both individually sold and included in packages. We have had quite a demand for them since they were removed. So we decided to offer pre-orders for them again through January 31st, 2015, in order to provide everyone with a chance to get them. As of today, and this is 2015, right? These items are available again for purchase under the merchandise section of the store. The spaceship-shaped USB stick, the Making of Star Citizen digital book, I think that's going to be.
No, the engineering manual. The
engineering manual for modders, the game soundtrack, the Squadron 42 manual, and the game universe map.
Now, I want to stop you there real quick.
Okay.
I want to stop you there because the making of Star Citizen, the engine manual, the Squadron 42 manual, and all those manuals were supposed to be physical books that you would get. I don't know how like a softback or hardback or whatever, but these would be physical books that you will be given after the game comes out. So yeah, please continue. Sorry about that.
So the one that I've always seen, I will continue, but the one that I've always seen, it was a 42-page book, The Making of Star Citizen, and it always said in parentheses digital, just to be clear. So unless that shifted, I think that was always intended to be a digital.
No, it became digital after they got rid of the physical one.
Digital.
Yeah, it became digital. Yeah, this is before that. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Edit, as customer service is backlog right now, as long as you have a ticket in our system before the deadline, we should be able to accommodate your request regarding physical items. Yeah, okay. We appreciate your understanding. Update. Due to popular demand, we have decided to offer the Hornet Plus, Freelancer Plus, and Constellation Andromeda packages back in the store temporarily. These include items such as the Green Silver Collector's Box, etc. Those packages will be removed on January 1st, as well as the individually sold items. Please note that these items and most physical items from the game packages will not be ready for shipping until closer to game launch, as they are dependent upon further development of the game.
Stop that, thank you. But yeah, I'm kicking myself. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm kicking myself. I had a green collected box, but I had it in buyback, and I didn't buy it back in time before January 31st. So I do have a silver package, but I do not have the green package. But how about you, Captain Jones? Do you have either of those physical packages?
I did not. Yeah, I missed out on all the physical packages. Once I made up my mind that I actually wanted one,
It was too late.
Yeah.
How about you,
Yeah, and I don't have
SeriousFun?
any of those. No, nope, none of that. None of that.
Yeah, I have the Constellation Taurus physical package. It was $200. Back in the day, before the Taurus became $200, it was $150, and the physical package, collector's edition, added another $50 on top of that, and it gave me. I'll show you what it gave me because we had this handy dandy spreadsheet chart. So you go down to Constellation. It'll say it had the CD of the game soundtrack. No one uses CD anymore, right? This is back in 2014, 2015. Before that, it had the glossy fold-up star map. So this is like a star map you can probably put on a wall or whatever. It had the deluxe silver collector's edition box, deluxe silver collector's box. And this is what the box is going to hold all your stuff that comes with it. Also had the spaceship shape USB drive and Constellation shape. It's going to be 16 gigabyte, so it'll probably, my guess, it'll probably hold the launcher on it because you can't fit the whole game on 16 gigabyte. And also includes the hardback making of Star Citizen and had a model of a spaceship and spaceship blueprint. When you go up to Wing Commander, the Wing Commander for 10,000 includes spaceship blueprint, name your spaceship. That's something that's going to be like really rare back then, but they added to other ships now. 1 million, my high club, and 1 day with Chris Roberts. Let me see if I can get that on the screen. So yeah, 1 day, a day with Chris Roberts. So this was back before. Okay, this is 2014, September 2014. So this is back then. You could have a day with Chris Roberts who spent $10,000, but that's for the $10,000 packet. But like I said, I had the Constellation one. It says $275 here, but I got it for $200. And real quick, going back real quick, I just want to say, oh yeah, so why is the USB only 16 gigabyte? This was promised initial campaign, made sense at the time. They were looking into other options, and they began to design and produce them. However, they can't promise any changes at this point. With the shape of the USB, it was aiming for the Constellation, to be shaped for the Constellation. So yeah, it had other information about the other stuff. So I'm the only one here to have that. I'm surprised. Chat, let me know if anyone in chat still has a physical package in their account. I'm curious.
And just to say it out loud, the gray market for these collector boxes tends to range between $700 and $1,200.
I did not need to hear that. I did not need to hear that. Okay. Ooh. All right. Now, I'm gonna keep mine though. I've been looking forward to all this time. It wouldn't make sense for me to get rid of it now.
It'll only go up in value.
Right. So we have Jordan said CD is the coaster, right? Yeah, it's like an AOL CD that you used to get in the mail. People remember those.
Mm-hmm.
The prisoner had the asked him about the vinyl copy. Lefty said everybody told him about the Kickstarter began. And Deathon said they do, and yeah, so yeah. AOL flip floppies, right? So not many people have a physical package. All right, that's interesting. But yeah, this is back in January 15, 2015. Oh, right. Moving on. Ooh, I don't know if people remember this. This is we're catching up to more modern time. But this is February 9th, 2016. Who went last? Oh, sure, it's fine. For Captain Jones, can you read the packet split information, please?
Sure. Greetings, citizens. Last week, we announced the date for the impending Star Citizen Squadron 42 package split. Today, we'd like to clear up some confusion about exactly what's happening. First of all, the package split does not impact any current backers. If you've already pledged for Star Citizen, you will have access to both the Persistent Universe and the Squadron 42 single-player campaign. All Squadron 42 packages sold before the split also include access to Persistent Universe. Split applies only to any new package purchases after February 14th, 2016.
Valentine's Day.
Additional, yeah, happy Valentine's, right? Additionally, we would like to announce that the current free fly has been extended up to February 14th. Our hope is that this will give anyone interested in Star Citizen a chance to try the game and see the progress we've made before the split occurs, letting them get it at a lower price. Here are some of the other common questions we've seen from the community.
I'm gonna stop right there real quick, but yeah, most of you guys remember this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
for sure.
this. And what's great about this page is it reminds you that free flies have been going on for a very long time, right? And complaining in the comments has been going on for a very long time.
Complaining Spectrum too, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember a time when that wasn't a thing. Yeah.
None of this stuff is new.
And the joke was it happened on February 2014, so it was the divorce between Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. So they celebrate that on Valentine's Day for some reason. But yeah. Captain Jones, can you read the why split Squadron 42 and Star Citizen? And then we'll continue from there.
All right, why split Squadron 42 and Star Citizen? When we started Star Citizen's crowdfunding campaign, the plan was that the earlier backers would get a lower price on the Star Citizen starter package than those who backed later. The plan was first gradually increase the price and then split up the various modules a la carte options. This gave backers who joined the project early on and helped get it off the ground an advantage. With the package split, we're accomplishing this objective without increasing the amount of money you need to join that persistent universe. Package split is the first introduction of the anticipated a la carte option. You can pick which part of the game you're interested in. For now, the single player campaign or the persistent universe, and then you can choose whether or not to purchase the other module as an addition as add-on.
Thank you for that. And there's other questions that were answered it, like Star Citizen 42 still connected? Yes. Will the separate game what will the separate game cost to cover that? Mostly $45, and that's still the case today. Will it impact the unmelt option? I think this is important to read. No, if you have melted an older, non-limited package, you will still have the option to restore the pledge in buyback areas. So if you have a package that has 142 in your hangar and you melted it, you can still get it back because even if you melted it, it will not remove this Squadron 42 of your package. So that's important to know. Because I had several. Now I had a few packages in my buyback that had Squadron 42. I've gotten rid of most of them. I still have one in my buyback. So I thought that was important for them, and I like that idea. How can I be certain? They have a persistent universe and Squadron 42. You click on the expand triangle, and it says Squadron 42 digital download and Star Citizen digital download. You have both. We have one or the other. You only have that one that you see. So yeah, I don't think I have anything. Well, do you have anything you want to carry on about this one? The package split? No.
Nope.
All right. Okay. So continuing on, yeah, that was a big deal because people were wondering, Squadron 42 about to come out. You remember the back then? Squadron 42 about to come out. You know, say, nope. Oh, well. But this happened, like I said, the announcement was, the announcement was February 8th, 2016. So they gave us a whole week before the split actually happened. All right, so we're going to go rewind a little bit because I thought this was pertinent, but this is from 10 for the Chairman, episode 8. This is from 2014, February. it was February 2014, and talk about hangars. So I thought this was give you some idea of what they had in mind back then. So here we go.
Okay, MK asks, if I've purchased more than one package, each including a hangar, business and deluxe, and also purchased an asteroid hangar, will that translate into at least 2 hangars when the Persistent University comes out? That's kind of a good question. We were sort of thinking that you would have one home base hangar, and then if you wanted to sort of had like places that you would go and sort of have sort of forward bases or whatever, that would be, you would be sort of renting hangar space on a planet or whatever. So I don't know, because currently the design would say no to that, although there could be an argument to say, well, you know, I've got multiple packages, each one should have a hangar, and therefore I should be able to place them in different places. But really the concept of the hangar was we were just giving you a free place to have all your stuff. It wasn't that you would like be buying multiple houses around the universe. So I would say I don't know whether, you know, the 2 hangars, I mean, it's a difficult question to ask on the asteroid hangar, because that's a very distinct thing, and it's sort of more on a different location than, say, a business or a deluxe hangar. So I guess my question would be, not my question, but my answer would be, haven't made the decision on that yet, but that is a good point. So I will take that off and be thinking about like how to make that equitable without having you know, someone buying 20 packages and just basically like snaffling up a bunch of real estate that they can put all around the universe, because that sort of would defeat part of the purpose of like getting people to play, because actually being able to get a hangar and all the rest of the stuff should, you know, take some work to achieve, and I don't want everyone to suddenly like be 100% fully set up. But it's a good question, so I will think about that. So I don't have a good answer for you right now, but you brought it up, so that's already a victory. Okay, next question.
So we're going to stop there, but I just wanted to cover that because this was back in 2014. I don't know when they started doing this. They've been doing this ever since, well, you know, they've been doing this for a while after I started. So this is 10 for the Chairman, where people come in on Spectrum and ask Chris Roberts some questions, and he will answer 10 of them. And, you know, this one is about the hangar that you see in your packages. And if you go back to the chart that I have here, you have, well, let me go to a more recent one. So you have the Southland hangar, you have the LV hangar, you have the Rebel New York hangar, and you have the VFD hangar. Certain packages would have different hangars. Basically, but before I get to the co-host, I just want to specify each one of these hangars is unique and have its own look. But if you have a high-end hangar, like if you have a Cutlass Black package, and you have a VFG hangar, it would include all the other hangars, the access to all the other hangars that are available. You have a confirmation package or something along that has the Rebel New York hangar. You have access to the LV hangar and the Southland. You have like the Avenger up to the Freelancer Max. You have the LV hangar, and that would include the Southland. And then if you have the one of the low end packages, you only have access to the Southland. Oh yeah, Captain John, any thoughts about the hangars?
Yeah, I'm hoping that you go with the route with whatever amount of hangars you actually physically own, whether through buying hangars separately. At one time, they let you buy hangars off the site as well, or the ones that come with your ship that you will be able to place those hangars throughout the verse. You know, the verse is looking like it's going to be a pretty big place. I know he mentioned about, you know, dominating real estate and things like that, but you know, between putting hangars on moons and asteroids and all these other random places, I don't see us running out of room, no matter how many hangars people have.
And I don't see like someone having like a asteroid hangar on Terra or Sol, or someone having like a Rebel New York hangar and an asteroid and something like that. So I don't think you'll be able to mix and match. But yeah, this, like I said, this is from 2014, so it's subject to change. As a matter of fact, Jay said they feel like this stuff has changed since the hangar types are based on location, and that is true. So that is possible. So yeah, SeriousFun. Any thoughts?
Well, I appreciate, 10 for the chairman was one of those formats where you very often got moments like this from the CEO, right? Where we put a question to him and you can see him thinking about it in real time, right? And his consideration of the perspective of the player, I had seen, if you've seen that once, that these go 10 for the chairmans go all the way back to, I think, 2013. I think they ran from 2013 to like 2016 or something like that. 2017. And there were several moments like this where Chris Roberts was just authentic, and was like, I'm not sure, and we'd have to think about that. But he would take a moment to say back what he had heard the backer perspective to be, right? And this was an example of that. So I just appreciated that. When it comes to the hangars themselves, I have one of those packages that gets you that VFG hanger. So fastcart keeps telling me that means I get all the hangers. So if I don't get all the hangers, I'm just going to come see fastcart. That's all.
Well, yeah, they may change that. This is something saying this is alpha or post alpha, as case may be. But yeah, as far as I know, that's still the case. I've been trying to find some fact about that, but I haven't been able to find that. But when I had fewer packages, if I had a VFG package, I would have the others. So hopefully that hasn't changed. Hopefully it will not change, but we'll have to see. But yeah, that's the stuff about the hangars. So real quick, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. I almost forgot about that, but yeah, so yeah, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll go back to you in a minute or so. So here we go. And greetings and welcome to Soul Citizens Sunday show. We appreciate all the support that we'll be getting from our Patreon, from our followers, from our subscribers on both Twitch and YouTube. Thank you for that. People who send us super chat, we appreciate you too. So thank you for that. And yes, as you can see, we've hit 68 subscribers this month, and our goal was 60. So we're 8 over. And I appreciate y'all. And thanks to everybody for supporting us all the time.
Absolutely. Super thankful.
And somehow Griffin is able to fill this a minute up. He's an orator, I'm not. So I'm just going to let the time run down. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
5 seconds, fastcart.
Yeah, I know. Try not to have dead air.
You're back.
There we go. We're back. So moving on. Okay, so this is something more recent. Squadron 42 stopped being sold last year. For some reason, it just seems like it's been longer than that. I have the note that says here May 2023. It felt like it's been 2 years. How about for y'all?
Well, this is when it was confirmed that it was off the store, right? It happened a little bit before that, didn't it?
I don't remember the exact date when it stopped being sold, but it felt like it was around a month between. Less than a month between they stopped selling Squadron 42 and they gave us an update. I want to say like a week or so. So I want to say May 2023.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of theory craft. There was a lot of theory crafting around why, right? Mm-hmm. And Soul Citizens is not the place to necessarily propagate all that theory crafting, but what I will say is, at some point it came off the store, and same way that people said well, when the split happened, did that mean Squadron 42 was coming?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big portion of the discourse when it came off the store, right? Like, oh, it came off the store. The next time we see it on the store, the game will be for sale, right? Like there'll be a release date and it'll be for sale.
Yeah, so Zalo responded. I forgot to actually read what Zalo said. Squadron 42 has been removed from the store at its current price, but will return later. And it said at the current price, so that also hinted that it will return. It'll be a higher price also. The change is not meant to signify anything other than expected price change. So, yeah, and it still had to come back. And as far as we know, Captain Jones, you have any thought about this?
Yeah, I remember when that happened, and there was a lot of, as we said, there was a lot of theory crafting at the time. So
Everyone
they
is
took it
hoping.
off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody was hoping that CitizenCon was coming up and there was going to be a big announcement, and then there wasn't. But Xylo said the reason right here, it was a price increase, and then once it clarified as a price increase, it's kind of when the rumors were going around. Because I remember it disappearing off the store without any kind of announcement or fanfare. It's just gone, and without that lack of communication, people start filling in their own thoughts there. Yeah, but it's pretty obvious from what he said right here what's happening. They're going to increase the price, and you can get it. You were able to get it for very cheap at the time, so they're getting closer to being
$45.
able. And that's pretty cheap for a game.
AAA game or quadruple A game. Sorry.
Yeah, if they're trying to match themselves up with the competitors, and you look at other games in the genre that came out around the same time, I think they were just looking to benchmark that a little bit.
Thrakazog in the chat. Thrakazog in the chat is speaking to the most prevalent of the theories that I saw. But I could also imagine that it'll come back not only with an increased price, but there will be increased prices, right? There will be multiple versions of this to go after when it comes back. So,
yeah, it'll be like the premium and ultimate and stuff like that.
That's my one prediction.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, according to Xylo, it was just that the price change, the change did not signify anything else other than a price change. But yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies about why they took it off and when it will be back. I am kind of surprised that it hasn't come back yet, and price change or not. How about you two?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Captain Jones.
No, I was just gonna piggyback on what you said earlier, pointing out Rakazad's point about the regulations over EU. So I think that that probably does factor in, and I'm thinking we probably will, if we get our hopes and dreams and get an official release date or some kind of release quarter in the upcoming CitizenCon, then that'll be just around the same time that they'll drop it back in the store.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's my theory of the case, that they're going to bring it back as part of a whole strategy, and that when you take the upcoming citizen kind of theme it around the UEE Bengal, right? There's going to be a whole suite of things, in my view, that are going to speak to Squadron 42. Somebody put in the chat. Oh, it was Jade. Put in the chat, Jade Starwatcher, Squadron 42 pre-order. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
So I'm going to ask a question for chat. It just came to me, but I want to ask in chat. Do you think when Squadron 42 is available again, will it be like a base will be $60, or you think it'll be closer to $70? So I want to say, if you think it'll be $60, put a 1 in chat. If you think it'll be $70 or more, put a 2 in chat. How about you two? SeriousFun, you think it'll be $60 or $70?
The base game will be probably $69.99. Yeah, closer to $70.
How about you, Captain Jones?
Yeah, I concur. I'm leaning $69.99 just based off of current comps with wiggle room for them to add in more expensive versions, like premium collectors, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just eyeballing it here. It seems like there's more to than one. So it seems most people think it'll be closer to $69 or $70 rather than $60. I'm still. I think Chris Roberts is old school, and I think he'll probably keep it at $60 because he'll sell more if it's cheaper. But what do I know? I may be wrong. So most people think it'll be $70. So okay, I'm kind of surprised, but we'll have to see about that. Oh, right. We got a couple of videos. This one is from the Persistent Universe Game Ideas Forum. This is from January 30th, 2015. And this is talking, we haven't covered it really, but this is about Agent Smith. We covered a bit in the design document. So this is a few minutes long, but let's take a listen real quick.
Okay, well, my question is 90% answered from the prior gentleman's question, but regarding the shared NPCs that you have on multiple accounts, there's been terms thrown around on the forum called agent smithing, where people will be able to come and assist you when your NPCs are not quite up to snuff, and explaining the mechanic of when a fellow friend or org mate can agent smith one of your NPCs to give you better control in certain parts and aspects of fighting. And if you do decide to do that, make sure you make the cool graphic animation going blah, 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 as he forms in.
Wow. I love that. That sounds great.
I think CryEngine already has that as a shader, don't they?
Yeah, I think. It's an interesting concept.
No, we do. That's the plan. The plan is that your friends can take over. I mean, that's what we mentioned.
But just take it over from an NPC, or a hired guy.
You can
like on demand.
You can only take over the name. So the design was that if you've had, say, 5 game packages, you can make every 5 of them. There's 5 characters basically, and any one of those characters, like you can play. The other ones could be an NPC on your ship, or your friends could come in and control. Basically, you go online and say, "Hey, I'm going to fly my constellation. Can you get in and take care of Han Solo and the turret? I want you to control them because my NPC Han Solo sucks."
Exactly.
He shoots early, is what I hear.
So the only thing I would say is I don't know about the Matrix effect when it goes from one face to the other way, but the rest of it's all part of the plan.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
So I played it because this is from, like I said, 2015, and you had the design document from 2013. So the idea was mostly similar. And since between 2015 and 2018, they had a couple of updates, mostly in 2018. But I just wanted to, this is from 2018, June 15, 2018. But the week before that, they had Todd Pappy on, giving some information about the agent smithing. But I just want to play this, because this is the most recent, as far as I can tell, the most recent information that we have about agent smithing. So let's check this out.
So, in the early days of the project, Chris talked about a potential mechanic that would allow players to drop in and out of Star Citizen wherever their friends were playing. Now, this was intended to foster a short-term, immediate gameplay experience with your friends in times where you potentially had a very limited availability. Now, at the time, we likened this feature to Agent Smith from the Matrix movies, where he would pop in where another person was and in control. Now, over the years, as new backers joined the project and the term agent smithing was tossed around in casual conversation, we noticed a second narrative emerge regarding this feature, one featuring a more literal interpretation of the agent smith metaphor, where you, as your character, warped in and ultimately replaced the NPC with yourself, complete with your look and capabilities, just like Agent Smith did in the movies. Now, this second interpretation came up again very recently in a conversation with Kirk, where he commented on the upcoming additions to the grouping system and spectrum integration, where you can see what your friend was doing online, where they were in the persistent universe, and he said you could just push a button and join them. Now, we began to see a whole bunch of questions about whether this comment meant that you could effectively teleport to another player's location. It did not. Kirk just meant that we'd like to give you a button to launch your game, from the Spectrum's friends list. It's still something on our wish list. Now, when the question of agent smithing came up 2 weeks later in this week's Calling All Devs, Everything Star Citizen Live game director Todd Pappy said was 100% correct. We have no intention at this time to allow teleporting of any kind of your player character, either through the Spectrum group integration we plan, or in the more literal interpretation of agent smithing, where your character would overwrite that of an existing NPC. Now, where I messed up was in failing to ask Todd the follow-up question regarding Chris's original intention behind the mechanic, which was just simply controlling a friend's NPC. So, all week after talking to Todd and Chris both at length, while such a mechanic isn't anticipated anytime soon, or even on the roadmap for the next year, we do still want to pursue allowing players to assume control of their friends' NPC crew members when desired. Now, this would be done without access to any of the advantages your player characters would have in money, ships, or other resources. And any gains made while you were in control of the NPC would remain those of the NPC crew member. It's still a system that needs quite a bit of development before I'm going to have anything more to tell you in a definitive sense. But I did want to take the time to set the record straight regarding our intentions to pursue such a feature in the future. So agent smithing is still on, and we can all go back to theory crafting the advantages and disadvantages, the potential exploits and lightly implementations of such a feature now. And when there's more to share about it, which is again, not on the roadmap for at least the next 12 months, we'll let you know.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, there was a time people thought agent smithing was not going to be a thing. That was from Todd Pappy and a developer's show that they used to do. And this is from Star Citizen Reverse to Verse in 2018. I'm looking for Space Paint TV. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you. So yes, I know, Maxed Out TV, 12 months, I know, and hello, Space Paint TV. So yes, this is the most recent data that I could find, and I had Jade to thank for helping me find these two. Thank you, Jade, for helping me find these videos. But yeah, as far as we know, agent smithing will still be a thing. People were confused to saying it's not be a thing, but it's still going to be a thing, as far as we know. So, Captain Jones, any thoughts?
Yeah, what I take from this being the date that it came out and 12 months and radio silence since, I take from this they really still don't know what they want to do. So it's evolved a little bit over time, and some of that involvement it's been people theory crafting and kind of put the messaging out there what they want to be able to do with it. However, I think it might not get to the level that we're all hoping. And at the very least, if they stick to the NPCs, the NPC creation part, and being able to at least join a friend, not the whole agent smithing where you take where you morph into that player, but you're controlling a player that they have access to the account. If they can at least get that solidified and at the very least let us know how it's going to work, I think that'll be a pretty good step forward.
SeriousFun?
Yeah, I thought that this was another example of the qualifications and nuanced language, and we're not quite sure, and we're going to take a look at it, that we tend to hear from CIG that people then take as gospel, right? So people could hear what Jared said and then you'll see in the comments, so you're saying that, no, he said what he said, right? With all of the qualifications and all of the maybes and all of the we're looking at it and all the we'll try and all of that stuff, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when it comes to this, I'm glad that it hasn't been finalized, because this should spring to some extent. I think it should spring from how the wider player base is actually engaging multiplayer, right? So we still need to see more of that, right? There's still an opportunity to see more of that. And as they build out some of these multiplayer actual experiences, we will see if it is true that people who think that they want to be an engineer now or a tuner now really want to do that, right? really want to, because I imagine that's what I want to do when I get on other people's ships, right? I want to be in a room with a job, told what to do, right? And doing that thing, right? But if we find that most people really don't want to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people really just want to be in the captain's seat or in the pilot seat, then that requires, I think, a different efficacy around NPCs, right? And the other thing that I think that they've learned across this time is to pay attention to the exploits, right? And that's another reason why this has probably taken so long, right? Is the exploits will matter, right? What does it mean for an org to start getting together and skilling up all of their NPCs so that orgs are running around with 5-star NPCs in every area because they work together to do that. And the 60% of people who aren't in an org are at an NPC material disadvantage, right? Because they don't have somebody who will come in and scale up their NPC, right? Or something like that. So I think they're looking at a lot of different things, and our feedback and how we're reacting to multiplayer, a big role in that. And I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, I think it's an issue or concern that CIG is trying to tackle. Is time. Some people may not have enough time to travel across the galaxy, basically, or the game universe, in order to reach someone that they want to help or buy things or what have you. And so, like, Agent Smithing or tuning into a forensic NPC is a good way around that. But, maybe there's a limit. Maybe you can not only do it like once a day or twice a day, or maybe you can once you do it, you have a cooldown before you can go back or log out, or not log out, but go back to your own character. There's a whole bunch of questions that are still to be answered. But as far as we know now, as of this reverse diversity, it's still a thing. So we'll have to see where they go from that. But I think it'll be interesting once it implemented. Like, it'd be cool. Like, someone who wants to stay in Stanton could just like hop over to Pyro and on someone else's NPC character. That would be cool in my opinion. But like I said, we're probably a long way from that. Like, not on the roadmap. Still not on the roadmap. Despite what Jared's saying about 12 months. But yes. So yeah, we have to see. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, before we wrap up, have a last couple of questions before we end the show. But so I'm gonna ask Captain Jones first. They've already know this coming, so that's not a surprise. Will game packages be sold after 1.0 launches? What do you think?
Yeah, I think game packages will always be sold. I think that might be one of their main ways of getting around the earlier statement of saying they were going to stop selling ships after release. One way or another, you're going to need a ship to start the game, so they'll always have some kind of starter package tied to the game. I think they won't stop selling those at all.
Okay. And last question. What are your predictions for what the future of packages could be? What are your predictions? How would they handle it? Like, what do you think about price increase, or what do you think will happen?
Yeah, I think there'd be a price increase. So we did talk a little bit about what we thought the price of the game might be. So, if you think about most of the Elite starter packages now, they're less than what traditionally fully released game would cost. So it will probably bump up those prices a little bit and then bump up the packages to correspond with it. Packages, I think, will just be tied to maybe professions. So, they have a mining starter package and a cargo starting package and a combat starting package, and throw ships in there that correspond with those different professions.
All right. And SeriousFun. Will you believe game packages will be sold after 1.0 launches?
There will never be a time when CIG isn't selling game packages. Right.
Okay.
Now, the second part of your question is, will there be a time when CIG is selling game packages without ships, right? And that's an interesting question. I can imagine game packages that don't come with the ship but come with other things, right? Like a bounty hunter game package that comes with all of the sniper rifles in game, or a certain type of armor, or a certain type of clothing, right? I can imagine packages that come not with spaceships but with ground vehicles, right? So maybe you want to be a tank person, and so your package comes with, maybe you're Togi, right? Maybe you're Sir Togi, and you want to come with, you just want your tonk, right? So I can imagine that. For me, the question is, will 1.0 have a robust player and passenger transport system as part of 1.0? And if it does, if that happens with and without players, then there's a framework to get around with and without players. And if there's a framework to get around with and without players, then you can have starter packages that don't necessarily need ships. As detailed as they are, and as central to the idea of Star Citizen as ships are, you could have packages that don't have them.
But yeah, for me, I typically agree. Game packages will always be a thing. This is their bread and butter. This is how you get into the game. You need the Star Citizen digital download, which comes in the game package in order to get into the game. You need the Squadron 42 digital download in order to play Squadron 42. So yeah, that'll always be a thing. My prediction about what could be the future be? See, I'm not sure. I believe maybe the higher cost pack, like the $1,000 on up to the $2,000 or $2,500 pack. Not the package, but the packs. Maybe we'll definitely see some changes, because we always see like the Origin pack, the Drake pack, and different manufacturer packs. Maybe they'll stop. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with them. And I'm not saying that they may stop doing them, but something will change about that. The Goddess pack is not a fault. It is a package technically, because they had to start the download in it. But the Goddess pack, I don't know if they're gonna ever get rid of that, because the reason why they have those is because the backers who have all these ships, they want to consolidate them into one thing. This is something. The reason why they have the Goddess package and the Wing Commander and stuff like that, because the backers requested them. It's not something that CIG went ahead and said, oh, we should do this, and people buy them. No, people who already have all those ships, most of the ships, want to consolidate them into one pack. So this is something that they requested from CIG, and CIG decided to provide that service. So I don't think Legatus will go away, or maybe Wing Commander probably won't go away, or anything in between them. But maybe something will change in the lower one that we'll have to see. I'm looking to see if we have any questions. There are no questions. Okay, all right. So thank you, Captain Jones and SeriousFun for hanging out with me. Griffin, I don't know if you're here. I don't think he's here. Let me see if I can find him in the raid, but I'm going to wrap up real quick. But, so yeah. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go to this screen real quick. This has been Unpackaging Packages. Yes, I came up with that with myself. So yeah. I believe I said, Captain Jones, you want to talk about Thursday's show, please?
Yeah, Thursday we're going to have Soul Talk. So during Soul Talk, you'll be able to hop in with the Soul team, hosted by our esteemed host here, SC. So it's going to be this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, no, we are taking a break until October 10th.
Oh, yeah, taking a break until October 10th. Yeah, I did miss that. So, yeah. Well, good things come to those who wait. So, October 10th, it'll be back, and then we'll be jumping right into it.
Thank you for that. And SeriousFun, do you see the thing for next week? Oh, no, just Soul Voices. Yeah. Just Soul Voices, my bad.
Yeah, Soul Voices. So Soul Voices typically happens on Saturdays at 2 p.m., but next week I think it's Saturday at 3 p.m., right?
Oh, no.
And
That's a typo. It should be 2 p.m.
oh, okay. 2
My bad.
p.m. And what happens in Soul Voices is that you are invited to come dialogue with Griffin Gaming RPG about the discussions that are happening online at Spectrum, Reddit, and other places across the internet, as well as topics that come from the mind of Griffin Gaming RPG as he sees what's happening across the week. Soul Voices happens again every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is part of PodSat, Podcast Saturday, where you can start your day. You get a whole day of Star Citizen, starting with Soul Voices at 2, and then the Astro Pub with Paul Shelley after that. And then in the evening, you get Relay the OGs of Star Citizen podcasting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Soul Voices.
Thank you for that. Then on Sunday's show, everybody hates Chris. So I love Griffin for coming up with these titles. Everybody hates Chris. This show is about examining the frustrations of Star Citizen backers. This will be 7 p.m. Eastern, October 6th, 7 p.m. So check that out. It should be a fun show. So I can't get over that. That's a great one, great for Griffin. And yeah, happy birthday again to Griffin. I hope you have a great birthday. Remember, if you want to become a Soul Bro, Soul Sister, Soul Mate, Soul Citizen membership, have the privileges. You can click the join button below on YouTube. I want to say thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody for the chat. And thank you for everybody for participating. Thank you, Jade, for those videos, looking those up. You want to follow us on social media, the Soul Citizen, with the S on the end everywhere. You want to support us and buy merchandise, support us on Patreon. Oh, you just like follow and subscribe and hit follow and like. And hit the notification bell whenever you want to notice, whenever you want to hear when we go live. So appreciate you. Thank you. And yeah, with that, we're going to raid TV Liquid. Let me make sure that they are hopefully still around. But yeah, we're going to try to raid TV Liquid. So I'm going to type in that real quick. Hopefully that works. Did it work? Hopefully. It did not work for some reason. All right, we'll try it one more time. Oh, I know why it didn't work. I'm on the wrong count. Gotta use the Soul Citizen account for it to work. Okay, my bad. My mistake, everybody. Here we go. There we go. So thank everybody for joining me. Always gotta be something. Peace, love, and soul. Take care, everybody.